Hey Singapore, welcome to this special National Day weekend edition of In Your House right here on Get Active TV. My guest today is 76 years young and his professional footballing career spanned about 13 years. This was from 1956 to about 68. He played for the likes of Wolverhampton Wanderers, Aston Villa, and even Sheffield United. And then he had till today, for the last 45 years, he's been involved in coaching at different levels, from the schools to the universities to the clubs, even at the national organizations. And why is this man special to us? Because back in 1994, this gentleman became the head coach of Singapore's national football team in 1994. That was when the likes of Fandi, Abbas, Jang Jung, Malik, and the rest of the Dream Team. This was Dream Team 2 that was still featuring in the Malaysian Premier League. And this man led the team to not only win the Malaysian Premier League, but also the Cup, the Malaysia Cup as well, in front of 60,000 fans at the Shah Alam Stadium. I was there as well. And then after that, in 1995, he became the CEO of the S.League. The S.League was made its debut in 1996, and this man became the CEO for the first 2 years. So Singapore helped me give a grand welcome. This is his first interview with us in more than 20 years with a Singapore media partner, Douglas Moore. It is indeed a real honor and a pleasure to speak to you, Douglas.
It's a pleasure to be here and to be linked with Singapore again.
Thank you. And so first off, let's catch up with you. I mean, you're right now based in the United States. You've been based over there for almost 18 years now. And so what have you been doing for the past 18 years?
I got here by mistake or by accident, if you like. My wife was an American, and after her softball career finished with the Olympics in Sydney, she applied for coaching jobs in the States and landed up a coach's job at a university called Lock Haven, which is right in the center of Pennsylvania. We were married with two small girls who were both born in Singapore, incidentally, Maddie and Kate. And so I came really as a house husband to look after the girls while Leslie pursued her softball career. With being here a year, Lock Haven suddenly found themselves without a women's coach. So they asked me to take the women's team, which I did. I think we came fourth in the country. I know it was a super team and did well. And then the men's coach departed, or he became the assistant athletic director. So they asked me to take the men's team, which I did. And then I've been coaching at Lock Haven up until 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago.
Well, 2017.
Yes, when I was in my early 70s, and it was really time to step aside. But I have been coaching a high school for the past 3 years. But now with the pandemic and there being no school sport, and it was time to take a break. So I've officially retired at long last.
And so you were at Lock Haven University, which is based in Pennsylvania, for almost 15 years, from 2002 to 2017.
Yes, it's a wonderful university, great level kids, draw kids from New Jersey, from New York, from Delaware, from Maryland, and we were pretty successful. The university is noted for education, phys ed, sports medicine, has a very good academic record, and so I enjoyed that side of it as well. Incidentally, I got my master's degree while I was here, so my mum up there in heaven will be smiling down on me at long last, having completed my education.
Nice.
So, as I say, and then through circumstances, I have remarried to a local lady here, Judy, and the reason we're still here. She has family here, and as I say, even though I've retired, we haven't any thoughts of leaving at the moment because she works at Lock Haven University as well.
Okay. And you also had a short stint at New Jersey Shore High.
Yes, Jersey. It's not the Jersey Shore in New Jersey. It's Jersey Shore High School, which is here just outside Lock Haven. And I took them for the past 3 years. I just recently retired. With this pandemic, there's no soccer anyway in the spring. So it was time to call it a day.
So how have you personally been handling the situation with COVID-19? I mean, we watch what's happening in the United States every night with the news, and
Yeah.
yeah,
We're in what is known as Clinton County, this part of Pennsylvania, and touch wood, we've
mm,
been relatively clear, relatively safe. I think we've had a total of 115 cases within
mm,
Clinton at this point in time.
mm,
Whereas if you go down to to Philadelphia and Delaware County, and you're talking thousands and
yeah,
thousands of cases.
mm,
We have been relatively clear here. We have been given the green light by the governor, and a
mm,
lot of things have reopened. Touch wood, it keeps going that way.
mm. In You were the CEO of the S League. I mean, since I think middle of 1995 till 97, because you left Singapore, I believe, in 1998. Correct? Yeah.
Yes,
Yes. Yes.
um,
Because
yes, as you know, we won the Malaysia Cup, the highlight of my
yep.
career.
Yep.
I'll never ever forget it. In '94, and the team and I were actually in New Zealand on pre-season,
Mm,
preparing for the '95 season. When Omar, the team manager, called us all together, and he just received the news that we were no longer in the Malaysian League.
mm,
It was a political decision, nothing to do with us or the players.
yep.
It was purely a money thing, I think, and a falling out at highest level.
Yeah.
So we were devastated. You can imagine Jang Jung, because his life was Singapore. He was paid to be on the Singapore team,
Mm,
and he obviously wasn't a Singaporean. I remember his face when the news struck him, not knowing what to do.
mm,
So we came back to Singapore. We played in the local league. I know we played some teams from Australia for that '95 season. And at the same time, there was this undercurrent of we all form our own professional league. People asked my advice on how that could be done and how many teams and how many players. And I went round and gave some talks on that issue. Next thing I know, they decided they're going to form their own professional league and
mm,
invited me to be the CEO. Partly, I think, because renewed my contract
yeah.
as national coach due to the success the year before. So I was under contract to the FA, obviously, really not with a team to take.
Okay.
So I became CEO of the S League.
Okay. Somebody is coming in right now. I'll come to that question in a minute, and let's just see whether this person can recognize you, and you. I think you can see his name, but I don't know whether he can still see us. Hang
Oh
on.
my word!
And he's in Sydney, so it's after midnight for him. So let's see when he eventually gets on. So while we wait for him to get on, so 14th April 1996 was the grand launch at the National Stadium
Yes,
of the S League, and eight clubs. In the first season, of course, it was comprised of two different competitions: the Tiger Beer Series and then the Pioneer Series. And then the champions of those two series would eventually meet to determine the overall champion. So that was 1996. Do you recall who came up with that particular format?
I had a board of directors who were amongst the leading businessmen of Singapore. Kwek
Mm,
Leng Ju was the chair from City Development, Sko Jiok Tong from Ernst& Young. So I never kidded myself that they put me in there because of my business acumen. I
right.
think I was there purely from the practical soccer playing. And when I looked at it, looked at the players, looked at the size of the island, I decided we couldn't really fill more than 8 teams. And 8 teams with two competitions is going to give you 20 odd games a season, which was adequate. So, as I say, that was my role. The financial side, even though I was involved in sponsorship, but the actual running of the league financially and the political side of it was handled by people much higher up the ladder than me. And
Okay.
I'm so grateful to them and to Julie, my secretary. It was a difficult year. There was an awful lot of work. We had an office with the size of a cupboard to start with, and then they built us offices at the old National Stadium.
Yeah.
And I would sometimes be in the office at 5 in the morning and not get home till 11, 12 o'clock at night. There was an awful lot of work to do. I think the most difficult thing was the 60, 70,000 army of supporters who had followed us so religiously when we were in the Malaysian league.
Yes.
I think they were disappointed with the S-League to start because it wasn't the same. We weren't playing Selangor. Tampines were playing, Tiong Bahru, and it wasn't to them the same as Singapore versus Kelantan. So trying to sell the league to the public was probably our hardest job.
And there was a huge match between Woodlands Wellington and Geylang United because Fandi was playing for Geylang United and Sundram, if you still remember the Dazzler, he was playing for Woodlands. 30,000 went for that league match in 1996. That was, I think, till today still holds the record. 30,000 for S-League match. 25 years. That is the one that still holds a special memory. And then in 1997, the league, there was when Sundram left and Jurong FC was formed. So from 8 teams, it expanded to 9. And then it became a proper league. They decided to play. There wasn't a two competition system.
No, yes. I mean, we were working at it all the time. Obviously, we wanted to get it up and running quickly. Maybe that was a mistake. Maybe we got it running too soon. But you have to start somewhere. You've got to get your feet in the water and then react to what goes on from there. It was me, I think, probably with advice, and I don't deny that, we decided on 8 teams. Then you would need so many players per team, maybe 16, 18 players per team. There weren't that number of top-class players in Singapore, with due respect. We divided the national squad up, and we put 2 or 3 at every club. They really didn't have that was not that was our decision. That was my decision. This is what you will do. And then came up with the idea that we need to bring in foreign players to give the league the numbers. And we brought in 5 players and balloted them to each of the clubs. So I had to bring in 40 overseas players. I think 5 from Australia, 5 from Brazil, 5 from Croatia, 5 from England. There was an awful lot of work. Decisions had to be made quickly. And I'm very much one for, I like the Nike ad, just do it. The first idea that comes into your head is often the best one. It's when you prevaricate and go backwards and start second guessing yourself that things don't get done. So I'm so thrilled that the league survived because I had my doubts, but I'm so thrilled that it survived and it's where it is today. And during the season, I go and look at the results every week.
You do?
Yes, I look at the S-League results all the time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and I see there are sort of teams from other countries in there now, and I think we succeeded by the fact that it's still running. That's our greatest success.
Yeah, and we've got another surprise. I think they're all shy. They still haven't switched on their cameras yet, or because they were. Hello, brother, are you there? Raf?
Yeah.
Okay, your camera is not on.
Huh?
You haven't switched on your camera yet.
How do I see someone from behind?
On your bottom left, I think there's a stop video, start video. You see it? Your daughter helped you, right?
Yeah.
Do you know who that is?
How are you?
This is Rafi Ali.
I would describe Raphael in many ways, but shy isn't one of them.
Rafi, you heard what he said?
Yeah.
Ah,
Can you
okay.
hear me?
So Coach Douglas is speaking to us from Pennsylvania in the US. So
Wow.
yeah, he's been based there for almost 20 years. So he's 76 years old
Yeah.
already, now retired.
How are you doing, Coach? Good?
How are you, Rafi?
I'm good. I'm good.
Could you
I'm get.
stand a little closer to the razor tomorrow?
Yeah, yeah. Because of the COVID, I've got no time to shave all. These are my two daughters.
Oh, hello. Wow. Those two
Oh my
daughters.
word,
Yeah.
they're beautiful. Good job they
Yeah.
don't take after their father. They must look like their mom.
No, they take after me.
Rafi is still involved in football in some way or another, and he also is a professional drummer at one of the. I mean, he plays the drums at a well-known established nightclub in Singapore. That's yeah, and yeah. So Rafi, maybe you want to tell him what you've been up to.
Yeah, the same thing. Yeah, coaching small kids at primary school, and then during my free time on Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, I play the drums at a small bar
Hmm.
with my band.
And this year you are now about 47, 48,
I'm 48.
48. So when you mentioned
That's
48, then you see
yeah.
the
That's it.
handsome fella next to you
Abbas.
just popped up. Yeah, he's been on. His screen has been black for 10 minutes. We're wondering what's happening, but it's now 12:30 at 12:30 in Sydney. Abasa, thank you for joining us, man. No, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Maybe you check again.
I
Check,
tell
check.
you, these old people with the TikTok.
Not yet. Still can't hear Abbas. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. No, no, no. So, Coach Douglas, just to let you know, Abbas has been doing a great deal of punditry. I mean, he had for several years he was in Singapore and Malaysia doing football commentary and appearing and also as an analyst, as a pundit for the regional networks, talking about the Champions League, the English Premier League, and the Malaysian League and all. So he's still very much involved in
Good,
football.
good.
No, we still can't hear you. Alamak. I tell you what, Abbas, simple. You just log in and you exit and come back in again. I think should be okay. Because you were. No, still can't hear you.
Come on, Abbas, you old fashioned, Abbas.
Yeah,
He
you
just
just.
doesn't want to talk to me. That's what it is.
No. Okay, you just exit and then come back in again. You totally can't hear. Sorry, Coach Douglas. Just let me text him.
That's quite all right. I say, and that's the very first time I've ever known Abbas be quiet too.
Oh, you can hear. Now we got another superstar coming in.
Yeah. How have you been doing, Coach? Are you all right? Everything's all right?
Coach Douglas is asking you, Rafi.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking to someone else.
Yeah.
Yes, fine,
How are
Rafi, thank you.
Ah.
Remarried and very, very happily settled down. My two daughters have just completed university. One is doing her doctorate. They were both
Wow.
born in Singapore. That's why
Ah.
they're so bright. They inherited the brains of Singapore, the two of them. But my eldest daughter's doing her doctorate. The younger one,
Abbas,
plans have been thrown into chaos a little bit by this pandemic. And she's not quite sure what she's doing yet.
joining us.
Okay.
So, Abbas, you exit and come back in again. Because I think it's a connection issue.
Any plans coming back to Singapore for a visit or something?
I would love to visit. My daughter Maddie was in Singapore last year. Her university had an exchange, and so she spent 2 weeks in Singapore where she was born. and absolutely loved it. Hasn't stopped talking about it since she came back.
Yeah,
But
man,
I
you
haven't.
guys-
I haven't been fortunate enough to go. I get as far as Hawaii whenever I can, and that's where I try to holiday. So I'm about
Yeah.
halfway. I must carry on next time and do the other half.
Yeah. Yeah, you should come to Singapore.
Coach, we got like 3, 4 who just joined in. Abbas, if you're listening, exit and come back in because we still can't hear you. Stephen, you know
Hello,
who that
coach.
is? Dong
How are
Hai.
you, coach?
Hi, coach.
Steve,
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, I
And
can.
you?
How are you?
Hello. I'm good.
I'm good.
You don't look any older. How do you
Okay.
do that?
Okay, Stephen first. Because
Yes.
Stephen has been waiting. All right, Stephen, go ahead. Coach Douglas is.
Yeah. Very nice to see you again.
Yeah, and you. Last time I saw you were coaching at Companies, is that correct?
Yeah, I was sacked after that.
No, he's looking for greener pasture elsewhere.
Oh my word!
uh,
How are you, young man?
I'm good. Thank you. Yeah. With 4
And
kids
you?
now.
I'm retired. You two
Yeah.
still working and causing trouble?
I'm now we are working together. I and Tong Hai working together with Sports SG. So we see each other very often. Yeah.
Just buy the ball from us, we can only.
Yes, I heard that one. I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you,
So-
coach? How's things with you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Uh,
Like everybody, worried about this pandemic, but we're fairly safe where we are. We're very much in the middle of Pennsylvania. Our numbers are quite low here, but you know, fingers crossed for everybody, and I hope everybody stays safe and looks after themselves. Tong Hai, you were working with the S.League or on the S.League?
No, I used to work with Geylang for a while, for about
Yes.
6 to 7 years. Then subsequently I went to teaching. And then I'm now working with Sports SG. Yeah.
Okay.
So we are looking after or rather we are in the academies and club. So we are reaching out to the grassroots, reaching out to all the participants in the grassroots.
Abbas midnight.
Yeah. Abbas, how are you?
Can you hear me now?
Now we
Yes.
can hear you.
Loud and clear.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We can see the shining on your head.
So, Coach Douglas,
Abbas, you Australians can never do
Tak bagus, tak bagus.
properly.
Lagi tak bagus.
Good evening, Douglas. How are you, my friend?
Abbas, where are you? In Sydney?
I'm in Sydney now. Yeah, I'm in Sydney.
Okay, right.
I'm in Sydney.
Can't
It's quite okay here. It's not too bad in Sydney.
Bad in Melbourne.
Try.
Very, very bad in
Belakang
Melbourne. Very bad. I think Melbourne's like Singapore at the moment. Like what happened to Singapore, that second wave, Melbourne is
Try.
sort of happened. Same thing. Yeah, but in Sydney we're okay.
Yeah,
only got a
we're
couple of
beginning to get
cases.
the same thing here. They got rid of the lockdown in many of the cities, and of course, there's the second wave come through.
That's
And then
right.
Chuan go toilet.
Coach, you also have Malik Awab and Nazri Nasir who just joined in as well.
Oh my word!
Nazri and so Malik.
How are you?
When are you sending all of us a ticket for us to travel to your place?
You wanna
How are you,
go?
coach?
Yeah, you got some tournament 7 aside. You can call all of us. Just send us the ticket. Ni.
I can see that I'm gonna. Oh, well done, Naz. No beard. I was just gonna say I need to
How are you, coach?
grow a beard next time. To fit in.
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well.
Very
All the better
good,
for
very good.
seeing you.
Yeah, I heard that time you have an interview with who else? I think Sasi Kumar. I was on the
Really?
Yeah. If you have
No.
one interview, right? I don't know. Is this one?
No.
Oh, okay.
You dreaming, Nazri, what?
Maybe lah. But anyway, coach, how are you doing, my coach? How are you?
Coach Douglas is now in Pennsylvania. He's 76. He's retired. He's been in the United States for about 20 years, having coached a university and then a high school.
Wow, that's nice.
So today, I just told him all of these boys, the boys, that's the affectionate term, they don't know that you were on, neither did you know that they were coming on. So this is a great surprise for all of you. We're still expecting one more.
Yeah, the good, the bad, the ugly. Where?
Can I ask Nazri a question?
Go ahead, please.
Naz,
Okay, please.
This time is all yours. Go ahead, guys.
where is he? Get him on here.
He's at the bottom, I think.
No.
Can you see him? Are you?
Nazri, angkat tangan lah.
No, wait. Coach Douglas,
Where's Naz?
are you able to see all the boys?
I have done. Nobody's on now, just you. I have seen.
Oh, no. Okay, that means you're not looking through the. There is an option, I think, on your top right that says either.
There he goes. Naz,
Yes,
Trick.
coach.
trick question.
Yes, please. Anything.
Malaysian League, which we
Yep.
won.
Yep.
Who scored the first goal in the season? And who scored the last goal in the season?
Malaysian League, I think I scored.
Both.
I was going to say, you scored a both. You remember the last game where we got taken out by the army because of the riots?
Yes. Against Brunei, right?
Brunei,
Against
yes.
Yes.
The good, the bad, is back.
Yeah, he's coming.
Everybody.
The army
Hello, Nas.
Yes.
Arab.
Coach Douglas, the captain.
Oh,
Captain.
Kepala hilang, kepala kau hilang.
Huh?
Can't see you.
Yeah,
Oh,
nampak.
doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those
Can
glasses.
hear not?
Can.
Hi,
No,
hi, how are you, man? Can hear not? Hi.
Good.
Andy,
Can.
Mr. Moore, how are you doing?
I'm very well, Fandy. All the better for seeing you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. You look younger than I thought.
Yeah. Flattery will get you everything. As
Yeah,
always.
remember, you still got your bike? You still got your bike? You used to draw on the board.
Your bike. Get on your bike, huh, Wendy?
Yeah. Who else is not here?
About the only exercise I get now, isn't it?
Semua sini. Ni je 6 semuanya.
Okay, yeah, just nice. Okay, wait. Just to let, Coach Douglas Moore, can you see all 9 of us? Or you only just see one person?
One
This is-
person at a time.
Okay,
Better don't say 9, 8 no.
9 people here, what? Wait.
Yeah. Better see 8 only, don't see 9.
Okay, let me just tell Coach Douglas, because it's his first time on Zoom, so
I see.
let him be able to see all of us instead of just one person. So Coach Douglas, I know your son-in-law is not here because he helped set it up, but there is an option where you can see on your top right, do you see speaker view? If you click speaker view,
No, not really. There's nothing. I can see recording top left, nothing on top
Top
right,
right.
at all, other than my own picture.
if you move your mouse on both sides, you should be able to see it.
Yeah, it says gallery view if you can.
Gallery view.
Yes, click on gallery view.
If you click, you should be able to see all 9 of us at the same time.
Yeah. Are you able to see us now?
Now I've got you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Learning every day.
Well done.
Listen, when I was at school, we used a stone and a chisel when we wanted to write.
Don't blame the teacher.
All this technical stuff. I'm the world's worst.
So we managed to get the 8 of them, 7. The 7 of them within the last 24 hours. It was a last minute thing. None of them knew that you were coming on. You didn't know they were coming on. So guys, thank you for placing your faith in me when I said that this would be historic, because he has not spoken to any Singapore media in 20 years. And we all said, remember last year when December 17, 2019, we said we wanted to do something. It was to mark 25th anniversary, but we couldn't. Well, I think this is to just sort of make up for it, and it's in time for National Day. So, happy National Day to all of you. Coach, what do you remember most? So now let's talk proper about the 94 campaign, because I'm sure the fans have been waiting. Earlier, before you all came in, we just talked briefly about his time in the United States. So 1994, maybe you can tell us the story as to how you became the national coach.
Good question.
I've been involved in that nonsense in Kuwait, and having got out of there, I was going through a load of, quite a bit of trouble and trying to retrieve my contract, etc., etc. And I was fortunate enough to meet Peter Velleman, who was the secretary of the Asian Football Association, very kindly contacted me and said Singapore were looking for a technical director, not national coach, technical director. Ken Word was the coach, and so I gladly accepted the job and came to teach coaches and kids, grassroots, etc., and then Singapore and Worden fell out about 4 or 5 days before the first game. I knew some of you because I'd come to training and watched you. I remember Fandy coming to see me at Shah Alam Stadium, and they offered me the national coach's job. It was interesting because Worden said without a couple of players who I won't mention, the team would get relegated from the Malaysian League. I'd watched you train and watched you practice, and I thought, relegated? You've got to be kidding me with that squad. And I jumped at it. I never hesitated.
Okay.
The rest of it, you know. I'd like to say, Raj, it wasn't the easiest of seasons. We were under a lot of pressure. The press put us under a lot of pressure. We had some poor results. We had some good results, but we got there eventually. And we got there thanks to the people I'm looking at now on this screen, not me.
Sorry, somebody has a radio on or a TV set on. Do you mind just turning that off for a while? Somebody has something turned on. Because yeah, so besides Malik,
please
no, I don't have my house, no radio. I'm in the room, my house, no radio, no TV.
Yeah, Malik is taking phone calls, talking to the
Malik is
broker.
staying in North Korea.
No. I'll tell you what it is.
I like mafia.
It's the interpreter for Malik. It's the English interpreter for Malik.
Hey, Abbas, how are you doing, Abbas?
Abbas, midnight now. Midnight, after this, go party.
Yeah,
I'm half asleep.
What has happened to Jang Jung?
Janjung, now at North Korea.
I hope not. Having played for South Korea. I came to Singapore not that long after I left, and I was at the bedside of our friend who died.
Borhan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw him literally an hour or two before he died. And that was a very, very sad time. But Chang Jung, what about goalkeeper?
David.
what's he doing these days? He's got a.
What's David doing?
I think David is retired. He used to work, but I think now full time on the golf course itself.
Yeah, I think lucky not retired.
So he has retired and enjoying his time in golf, in a golf course. I think he's hitting at least 3-4 times a week. Yeah, that's what I understand. Yeah.
Andy, you're not coaching now?
Now I am just mentoring some youth coaches, helping them in especially now with the women's national and under 19. At the moment, after COVID, I will help the under 17 and under 19. Yeah.
I can't see things getting off the ground here at all at the moment with the COVID. Things have been cancelled, and I can't see them restarting anytime soon.
Nazri, I think Nazri is working with Fandi as well, both at the Football Association, the FAS.
Yeah,
Right.
in the FS.
That's wonderful because you have so much to give the game. You have so much knowledge and so much ability. You should give back whenever you possibly can.
But one thing for sure, you saved David's career. If not, he's become a whale, you know. You know what I mean? If not, he became a whale because the last coach said, hey, David, you look like a whale. Lucky.
You know what I remember most of all? Did you ever see him make a save? He never had to make a save.
Yeah,
his positional play was so good. Say nothing about the centre back in front of him, but his positional play was so good. He rarely had to get off his feet. Super goal and a great guy. Super goalkeeper. Word said the team would get relegated, and I looked and I thought we had the best goalkeeper in Southeast Asia. We've got two of the best strikers in Southeast Asia, and we have 8 or 9 other very, very good players. The Kadir Yayas, the Lee Man Hons, etc., etc. This team is going to win some. Never mind get relegated.
Yeah. Saswadi Mata, Dasuki.
Yeah.
Yeah. Samawira Basri.
I think I'd stand corrected, but I kept an absolute minute-by-minute record because bonuses were involved of appearances on the field. And I think from memory, Saswadi played more minutes in that year than anybody. I think Fanny got injured or missed a couple of games, but Sass played every game, every minute, and got no headlines at all. Never, his name was never in the news. But
he's a quiet achiever, wasn't he? He was fantastic. Yeah, he was very, very consistent. 8 out of 10 nearly every game. He was very good that year.
Douglas, that season I think we played 41 matches in total. I missed 2 games. So
that's right.
I was injured, but most times I play. One suspended and one I was really injured. Yeah.
Pandi, were you injured during one of the session where you take the bus and then?
No. That one is
93.
That one is 93, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Salah stand.
The poke in the air. I thought he nearly died.
Rafi Ali missed the Malaysia Cup final. Were you injured or suspended? I can't remember.
Suspended.
And Jang Jung was suspended.
Yes.
I'm Jang Jung. Tanjung.
So we played Borhan as sweeper.
Yes, Tonghai, Bonan.
Kadir in Tamar and Salvaraj on the right.
Talking about 17 December 1994 at the Shah Alam Stadium, 60,000 Singaporeans in front of, and about 20,000 Pahang fans. Would Alan Davidson have made a difference if he had played for Pahang on that day?
Would Jang Jung have made a difference?
Yes, same.
He would have won 6 instead of 4.
Raj, they miss Alan Davidson, we miss Jang Jung, same also in the other day.
True.
Raj, remember we only had the 2. We'd lost 1 foreigner. We lost Jang Jung for the final. We lost Rafi for the final. And we still won 4-0.
Michael Vanna run away.
Let's not go there. Rafi, you missed it because suspended.
Yeah.
Rafi.
But I think Rafi scored the Rafi, you scored the first goal in Singapore, right? Did you?
No.
No. I mean the semi-finals against Selangor.
No.
Fandi, is it? Fandi, yeah.
Fandi scored in Singapore and then
in Shah Alam.
Silva and myself scored
in Singapore. I don't play. Rafi play. Rafi kena yellow card, then I come back.
Malik didn't play the semi-final.
First game suspend yellow card.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, in Singapore.
Coach Douglas, do you remember who was the biggest comedian in the team? The one who just gave you,
Give you problems, easy to say.
Give you problem,
It would be easy to answer which ones didn't, but down on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen would have to go close.
Rafi lah. Rafi left and right lah. Coach
Ace of base.
Ace of base. Yeah, this is two the good, the bad, the ugly, and the worst.
No, we had a terrific squad. We never had a problem. I remember Fandi going for somebody once, which I was quite surprised, but we had no problems. We had no trouble at training. I don't think a troublemaker would have been tolerated with the rest of the group. Malik certainly would have tolerated it. Would you, Malik?
I had the best, actually. Best and the worst lah, easy,
Malik, of course, was vice captain.
I've always said if you don't get the dressing room right, it's not going to be right out there on the field. And our dressing room was right. It was a long way to walk to it, but the dressing room was okay.
Yeah, I think we I think we worked on respect, and I think you got to give credit to the younger guys in that team. Obviously, super credit and management goes to you, Douglas. The way you handled, I think, the senior players, but more or less the way you handled the young players, and I think we earned that respect. Malik, myself, especially David and Fundy, and a couple of the older guys, but the younger guys were absolutely brilliant. My concern was, can those younger guys step it up? That was my only concern, I think, from the start of the year. If can they be consistent enough to follow our footsteps? But I thought the senior guys led by example, and the younger guys were absolutely brilliant. You know, Nazri, Rafi, Manhon, Sas, Stephen, and the list goes on. Selvaraj came in late, did a great job. You know, Tong Hai and Janjung at the back, and Borhan were superb, and you know, and Malik in midfield, and Malik has been Malik. You know, he was a senior statesman. I think everybody just followed, and he was a tough taskmaster. He was like the prison guard, and we were the prisoners, so we couldn't really move anywhere, could we? But it was as you said, Douglas. We wouldn't have tolerated any crap from anybody, and I think the team unity was first class, and that's why we succeeded. Of course, talent-wise, we were good. We just had to go out there and you know, and perform with confidence. I think you gave us that confidence to go out there and play our football. There's something, no disrespect to Ken Warden. I knew Kenny from before, but Kenny was just too much hands-on, and you know, and he was just restricting our talents out there. A lot of the boys' talent, but you saw that in us, and you just, how can I say, you just let us go out there and perform to our best, and that's just credit to your management and the style of management that you came in, especially in the last minute, for you to understand us was absolutely brilliant, and I think the boys didn't let you down.
Certainly did. It's the highlight of my career. That day at Shah Alam, absolutely the highlight. Because as a coach, you strive to get your team to a certain level. We had some good performances throughout the season and in the playoffs. But in the final, I'm almost sitting back with my mouth hanging open, thinking, what on earth is this? I thought the performance in the final was over and above anything I could have dreamed of. On the day it mattered, did we ever play it? I've got the tape. I watch it now. And the performance, the goals were superb. I remember Salvaraj playing a 30, 40-yard ball through their defence for you to go on and score. And I thought, where did he get that from? Where did he produce that ball from? It was a super performance, and you to be absolutely congratulated on it.
And that night still is historic because 60,000 Singaporeans traveled, you know, to KL and came back. It has never happened. It never happened before, and it has never happened since after that. That large a number, 60,000. I mean, it was like a freaking army. You mentioned Selangor. And we all remember our good friend Alistair Edwards, who played for Selangor in the semi-finals, correct? Yeah.
Nice little story. Some very good friends of mine in Singapore, nothing to do with the soccer. They didn't go to Shah Alam that day because they had to attend a wedding. And evidently, through the wedding, the priest suddenly was given a note. Oh, by the way, they're winning 1-0. and then 10 minutes, quarter of an hour later, they went, oh, they scored again, it's 2-0. So they were giving a running update at this wedding of how you were getting on at Shah Alam. That's how it affected everybody in the country.
True.
Yeah. So after that final, did y'all go back to the hotel? Okay, I'm assuming y'all celebrated at the hotel and straight away checked out the next morning because there was another big celebration in Singapore at the National Stadium.
Yes,
was it
30,000 people
within 24 hours?
Yeah.
I think we do have a session at the hotel itself. I think we have a mini celebration in the hotel, right? If you all recall.
After the game. Correct.
After the game, so I think some of our family members happened to join us. I think some of the fans joined us in the reception. Not the reception. I think in some hall. Ballroom. Yes. Right. And then we have a celebration before we go back home.
after the game with the tension, etc., etc., I went back to my room, just really sat on the bed, couldn't, I was so thrilled. I didn't know what to do with myself. I had a shower, changed, put a lovely, pristine white shirt on, Singapore FA, etc. Came down to that ballroom. I had to cross the lobby. I got absolutely mobbed in the lobby, and some delightful lady kissed me that many times.
Wow.
I walked into the ballroom with red lipstick all over my brand new clean shirt.
Lucky your wife not around.
Yeah.
Was
Great memories. Great memories. I remember standing at the stadium and looking. Red and white, red and white, red and white, red and white, red and white. Oh, and there was some black and gold just in this corner. We just overtook it.
Hey, which hotel we stay? Final? Is it?
Glen Marie, is it? Yeah.
Glen Marie, yeah. Glen Marie, yeah.
I think it's a golf course. I think.
Yeah, of course.
I want to make all
Very
the
nice
players
place.
jealous.
Rafi, what?
I want to make all the players jealous.
Andy, what's Caddy up to? What's Caddy doing?
Coaching a school team.
What's Caddy Yaya doing?
Malik will do. What's Kadi up to?
Coaching school. School.
He coaches school.
Yeah, he don't want to coach FAS because he not happy with some of the people there. I told him, join FAS first, then change. No, you want to change first, then join. Cannot. That is Kade. Kade style, what to do. When are you coming to Singapore after COVID, coach? Are you coming?
After COVID, I would love to. I would absolutely love to. I bring Judy with me, and you'd love her too.
No, I pick you from the airport. My house is 10 minutes away only. I pick you. Yeah.
But when you arrive, he will be busy sending all these jerseys.
Yeah, ask my assistant Fandi to go and pick you.
I don't think they'd let you in. Are people visiting Singapore? Can you get in?
No, cannot at the moment.
No, it's still on lockdown.
Yeah.
You have to quarantine.
Yes.
2 weeks.
2 weeks quarantine.
Yeah, I standard everywhere.
I literally 2 days ago just cancelled a holiday in Hawaii because again, you just have to spend 2 weeks in a hotel room. It's,
Yeah, true.
Do all of you know that Coach Douglas, his two daughters were born in Singapore? His two daughters.
In Singapore.
Yeah, they're born in Singapore. And one came back last year to do
Did an exchange with her university. So she was in Singapore for 2 weeks. That was Maddie.
Fantastic. How old are they now, Douglas?
Kate is doing her doctorate in astronomical physics.
Wow.
She must pick after her dad. So she's at Madison University in Wisconsin, and Maddie has just graduated from Penn. So she's 22, the other one's 23, going 24. Maddie's not sure what she's doing because her plans have been thrown into disarray by this pandemic.
Yeah.
And Coach Douglas said when his daughter came back last year and when they found out who she was, she became a star overnight. Because, right, Coach? That's what he said.
Yeah, she must have told somebody, oh, my dad used to coach here, and they went 2 and 2 more. And so Maddie made friends quickly. That really is the bottom line. That win in 1994 in December was for the people of Singapore.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the nation on its feet, so happy as it was that day? It was fantastic. To be part of it is quite mind-blowing.
I have to say, sorry, I would have to say it's probably one of the highlights of my career was that win. Obviously, not just for the people. I think being able to do it with the people that I care about most, obviously in football, and that was the team, the whole team, and I said that early on. We were a very, very united team. We were very close, all of us, and I think come to that final, I mean, you said it, Douglas, but, you know, the way we played, I think the hunger, I could see it in everybody's eyes, the way we started the game, and there was no way we were going to lose that final. There was no way I wanted to lose a third final. That was my third go. And I'm sure one or two others who were with me early on, I know we were there 93, but some of them weren't with me in the 90 also, losing that. So that was very difficult. And just to get the monkey off my back was very, very important. Of course, you know, everybody allowed what I did and what Fundy did in the final, but what won us the final, I think, was just the team performance. Everybody. There was just a 9.5 out of 10 from every single player, from goalkeeper to the forwards, especially our backline. I thought our defence was brilliant. And I knew if we were going to win that final, our defence had to be very, very good. I knew we'd score goals.
We'd had to make a couple of serious changes as well. Losing Zhang Zhong was not easy.
That's right. That's right.
Caddy slotted in and went man to man on that overseas boy they'd got, who had been scoring goals as though they're going out of fashion. And he never gave him a kick. He might have kicked him off the backside, but he didn't get a kick. And then Salvaraj came in on the right, who had very little experience and did a wonderful job.
Yeah, the middle three, I thought late Borhan Osama, Kadi and Tong Hai were absolutely phenomenal. I haven't watched the full game, believe it or not. I'm not for one to watch football. I can't watch games. You know, I've seen highlights. Probably watched half an hour of a highlight game, and you could see that. But our backline was absolutely superb. They held off really, really well, and obviously we can score goals. We scored goals all year. I knew that, but we really needed to stop them, and I thought the boys were absolutely brilliant at the back.
Coach, do you know that Singapore was invited back in 2011 back to play in the Malaysian League again? So we went back and we played 4 more years, from 2011 to 2014.
Oh, that's right. I did know that. Yes, I did. We put the S-League kept going, didn't it? But we put a team back in that league. Yes,
yeah. The Lions.
That, but no, I did. I do follow. I do go on I've got S-League on my computer here, and I go on S-League all the time to see how it's going and how you guys are getting on.
So in the 4 years, I mean, the team was called the Lions 12. They had the best young talents in the country for that team. Fandi was also he took over in 2013 and 2014. Sundram was in 2011, 2012. I think they managed to win 1 or 2 titles in the 4 years, and then after that, at the end of the 4th year, then when it came to renewal, it was another case of decisions at the top. That's it. Not going to continue again.
I have to say something on that. It's been hounding me for the last 6 years.
6 years. Yeah, 6 years.
6 years. Now, I'm not going to mention his name, but anyway, you're going to know. The coach who won the title then came out and said that team would beat the 94 team.
Everybody know.
Yeah, and you know what? I was absolutely livid. I was absolutely livid when I heard. I mean, I don't know if he was on drugs or if he was, I don't know what the hell, if we somebody to say that, it's so disrespectful to us, you know what I mean? We're talking about a young team.
This team would get relegated. Those were his words.
Yeah.
And wouldn't,
There were a couple of players he was told would not be available, and he said without them the team would get relegated from the NBA.
Yeah. That's Kenny. We're talking about the coach of the Lions.
I'm talking about the one before. It's the same nonsense.
It's absolute nonsense. And, I did confront him a little bit. I just couldn't believe it. I just shook my head. And so disrespectful to these guys here and the rest of the squad. And that was the elite year, I think, of Singapore football, probably for the last 10 years. And, with the names of obviously Fandi and Kade and Tong Hai and the list goes on. And for him to come out and say that night was it 2012 or 2013? I can't remember which year they won.
I think it was 2012. I think
Whatever it was.
Mm.
And to say that, and I was living in Malaysia at the time, and I could not believe I heard that. Right.
It's okay, boss. He's entitled to his opinion. Yeah,
Yeah.
but time will tell.
Yeah. Anyway, all the 20,
Crap, you know.
all the 2012 players, no chance to come to our squad. No chance. they got chance
No,
only now after 20.
Malik, that's why they are too young back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
but the 2012 players, I think they won the league. Nobody won the Malaysia Cup.
No.
2011 they won the FA Cup. They didn't win.
Correct.
So
No. I
yeah.
don't think so. You are wrong. They came back 12 and 13. 14, 15, we took over, myself and Nazri. We never
okay.
played in 2011. It's
So 2012.
13, 14, 15. They won on the 13, I think. They won the
they won league.
league. Yeah, they're
Only
sitting
league.
at home. Yeah, sitting at home. Just closing down every angle. No goal. They close down everything. They're very happy, a champion. Wow, classic.
Now he start talking only. He start talking only.
No, stop. Relax.
I've opened a can of worm here, right? But you know what? Who cares?
How about
Listen, they could
anybody
never take that away from us, and who cares?
Well, how about you? This team, you guys, you won the league first time in what, 10 years? Was it 10 years?
14.
12 years. You won the
14.
Malaysia Cup for the first time in 10 years, and nobody had ever won the double. So how anybody can say any other team is better than this one makes no sense.
We won it with style. We won it in style, Douglas.
Yes.
Too. I mean, the way we played our game. Yeah.
I was in the final. I was so thrilled with your performance, not just the result, but the performance.
But
really,
coach, if I may say something, I think it's partly because that you actually gave the youngsters an opportunity to shine. You have the belief in them, and you actually inculcate a kind of, or you actually give them the kind of motivation, the trust, so that the youngsters, whoever is coming on board, like say for instance like Manhon, even Selvaraj, or whoever is coming on, they actually have the opportunity to shine, and even if they didn't do well, the team is always there to back them up. So as what Abbas and all of us have been saying, that the team, the unit, the team spirit is there, and it is so important because that will actually bring us. No team can break us down. Even if we, I can't remember when's the last time we lost. I think during one of the games that we lost. I remember. I think I've shared it during one of the session that our aim is to take one game at a time, because we don't look at the end goal, but we take one game at a time. We chip it off bit by bit, and then that's how we get to the finals. Gets to the league, then subsequently the final.
Yeah, I think we set a standard for the younger guys.
Yes.
Whoever wanted to come in the team, they had to perform, and that's credit to you, Douglas. There, that's the standard that we set for everybody. Okay, if you want to come in and start, well, you've got to come in and perform. And when they did, those younger guys performed, you kept them in the team. You kept the other person out, and because you rewarded them with that, and that's what makes a great team. Not only a team of 11 players, it makes a great squad. And we did have a great squad. We had like 17 or 18. Really, any of the 17 or 18 players could have come in and performed because of the standard that the teams set.
We also mentioned about the game that we, even during our training, I think our training turns out to be more tedious than our game itself. I think training is where we were fighting for our position. Am I right, guys? Huh?
Yeah, it's a war in training.
Yeah, it's war time, So when we train, everybody is putting in 110%. But the moment that once we go onto the pitch, we know that the best 11 will play. And that is the trust that you have in us.
And what about the girls who came out to watch you guys train? All the women from 93 to 94.
The Chinese will look for Nazri. Anyway,
Malik was the driver.
No, I know. Fandi will go to the back side, you go to the side, and the Chinese will look for Nazri. Change one. Coach, Stephen Tan want to say something.
Okay, right. We're getting into hot water here.
Yeah, seriously, Douglas, you're amazing, man, because I don't see you pressure us,
Yes.
especially the youngsters. You give encouragement, especially
Yep.
a player who just came into the team, Manhon, who else?
ID.
ID,
Hey, Vira, right? Vira supposed to be a Vira.
Vira.
Was Zakaria
Sama
around?
Vira.
No.
Zach
Zakaria.
also, yeah.
Zakaria, yes.
Yeah.
And especially like Stephen Tan,
Mm.
another coach, when if you are if you are his teammate, you feel for him, when a striker or a winger score 3 goals, and then you get screwed up in the second half and you cry. I can't believe it.
Yes.
He can play bad, but he scored 3 goals. He doesn't play bad. He was the best player that day. He scored 3 in Australia. I remember I was on the bench sitting outside with Janjung.
Yeah.
And this coach say, you are shit, and he screwed him until he cried. Wow. And he scored 3 goals. How amazingly, different people, different technique. But your technique is the best. For me, you respect the players, we respect you.
Yeah.
You never had. But the most important thing, I love your bicycle. Better get on your bike.
Rafi, come on, Rafi. Stephen, come on.
Yeah.
No, like I say, what I was in the army when you took over. So
Oh.
I was in the army, and then I think one game I got a call from the CEO and said, pack up and leave to Penang. We have a game in Penang. King Abbas was injured, and Jangjung was injured, everybody was injured.
Yeah, correct.
So that was the first time I actually saw you. And he came and he said, okay, Rafi, you play as a sweeper. And I was shocked. So I spoke to Pandya. I said, Pandya, I don't think I can play in the first 11 because I haven't really. So I spoke to Pandya to speak to you, and you got angry for that. So that is, I mean, going through with Ken Warden, and then to you, it's a totally different ball game for us. And
Hell and heaven.
Give us the trust. You give us the freedom, and you respected all of us, and you're like a father figure to all the younger boys. So that's the thing. And for us, the younger players, when we see the experienced players, without them talking, just by them playing and in training, inspire us, and we want to do better. So I think that the energy of this team erupts off against each other without even speaking, So I think that this team is you speak to us till we die lah.
Okay, don't talk already. After that, Abbas get angry. Abbas gonna get angry soon. Yeah.
All good.
I think for me, I think Coach Douglas turned my fortunes around. I think the first 3-4 months under the prison under Ken Warden, I think it was hell for me. I didn't enjoy my football. I just coming to training and not knowing what was going to happen to me because he's always picking on me. So really didn't enjoy much. But I think when you came in, I think I started loving football again. And thank you very much.
I remember, Stephen, we played towards the end. We played somewhere like Penang, and I think we were drawing. And I put a certain Stephen Tan on with about 10 minutes to go. And who goes and scores the winner for us? So who's thanking who here? When you do that and you're rewarded, makes you look a good coach, but it doesn't know if it's the player who's done it. It was the right decision because he scored the winning goal for us. And deep down in my heart, I knew that's what he was capable of doing. Well, I spoke to FIFA, they wouldn't allow me to play 14, 15 players. They said, no, sorry, you can only field 11. And there were times during that season when I was really a bit embarrassed which 11 to put out there because people had come in, played so well, that there were only 11 starting places. I've never any hesitation to put someone off the bench onto the field because I don't think they ever let us down. Never let us down. Even if they didn't technically score a hat-trick, the effort and the willingness to work and to shoulder the responsibility was there from everybody in that squad.
Okay. If I have to add in something, I've been from 1990, basically, I'm with a team from different coaches. I go through different coaches. And of course, when Ken Warren took over, I went a hard time also with him adjusting his way of training and his way of coaching. But when we heard that he's leaving, I think everybody like celebrating, going to Selangor, like the hell is over. So when we find out that you are coming, okay, and then it's like the team 994 with you. You are like the fatherly figure. The team, you always trust the player. You give opportunity to everyone. The players very well. Okay, you like the mastermind. You just put like a chess. You just put the players, the best position, the best at the time, and that's it. You don't have to. Everybody will do their job, like what Abbas and Fadi have said earlier. Everybody know what to do. So you are like the mastermind. If you talk about the money heist, you are the mastermind.
Wow.
The money heist. You watch Netflix, the money heist. You are the mastermind of everything.
Yeah.
You will basically get it done. So that is what I can say about when 1995 when we went to New Zealand and that was the best.
Holiday.
That was holiday. Yes, we had fun. We are looking forward for a new season, and then Ali, we got the news from Omar Graham and tell us about this. We are devastated and we are so down. But and I think I can remember, if I'm not wrong, if you're the one who give me the armband playing against Tottenham Hotspur, if I'm not wrong, I don't know, maybe is you the one who give it to me because I'm playing against Spurs? That because I'm a Spurs fan, and then you are the captain for the week. So I'm not wrong. If I still can remember, is that true? Is that you are the one, right? Yeah. And then we won the game.
You're a Spurs fan. I sympathise.
Yes, I'm a Spurs fan.
That's why Spurs not doing well.
Yeah, Coach Douglas. At the start of the interview, we said that you were going to reveal to us which English football club you support.
The big
difficult because I'm from Newcastle, up in the northeast of England, so I always look for their result. Obviously, my father enjoyed great success, and I started off at Aston Villa, so I always look at their results. So thrilled that they've managed to stay in the league. Those would probably be because I have connections with them. I was born in one city, and I have very strong connections. My dad was coach when they won the FA Cup, beat Manchester United in '57. So I have very strong and fond memories there. But I just love the Premier League. I just so thrilled that it was able to be played and able to be finished. But as I say, they would be the first two teams I look for because of family connection with one and dad's and growing up at the Villa.
And then being the CEO...
I'm not Man United or Man City. I'm not the big timers. Neither of those two teams have done particularly well, but they've still got my support.
Or Liverpool, which took 30 years to win the damn league.
They don't wonderfully well.
So being the first CEO of the S-League and now 25 years later, the league is celebrating its 25th anniversary. How does it feel that the baby that you and your team created back in '95 is still alive and still doing relatively well?
Is it?
Yes, I mean that was when it first started. The crowds weren't there, and it wasn't Singapore versus Selangor. It wasn't the same atmosphere at all, and you could understand the army not taking to the S-League like they took to the game 6 months prior. So I did my very level best, did what I thought was right. Eventually resigned, because when you come into something like that, you give all your ideas, you give all of yourself immediately. And after sort of 4 years, I didn't think I had anything left to do to give to the S-League. We did come to blows, not literally, but we did argue at board level about TV. I wanted games televised. The majority of the board didn't, and I was saying sponsors aren't going to be interested unless it's on television. So whether the crowds, they were concerned about crowds. I was concerned about income. And then, funnily enough, sort of 18 months after I left, the games were on television, which is the way it goes. But when you come into a new project like that, you work so hard, you put everything of yourself into it. You suddenly realise I haven't got any more ideas. I've given all my ideas to you. This is what I think should happen, and I have followed every year. I've got it on my computer, S.League. And I look at the games, I look at the ups, the downs, the foreign teams that have been allowed to come in. And I'm just so thrilled that it has survived 25 years. So it was the first professional league in Southeast Asia. It was the first one, and it's still there. And I think that in itself is a massive achievement. Not down to me, down to the Kwek Jews, the Go Chok Tongs, people, Palakrishnan. Pala, remember, who did this book?
Yep.
This anniversary book. Who do you think wrote all the rules for the S-League? Not Dean Moore, Esquire, Mr. Palakrishnan. Now, without those sort of people, my job would have been impossible. So I had terrific support, terrific help from some very, very talented people.
And in 1999, this was your baby as well. That's the goal.
Yes.
Douglas Moore.
Well, what the idea was, and I don't want to get into this at all, but there's always the suspicion that games would be fixed, that money would be changing hands and influence the outcome of the game. I suggested, and several other people were with me, well, allow people to bet legally. Produce, what's it called, score? Allow people to go into and like they can bet on a horse, you can bet on Geylang versus Tampines. I wrote a very, very lengthy dissertation, 60 odd pages, because the people at the pools, if we were going to allow betting, somebody had to fix the odds or had to come up with the odds. And there wasn't enough ability within that organisation to say 4-1 on Geylang or 5-2 against Tampines. So they asked me to write this lengthy thing. How is a soccer game decided? What are the things that fans could look at leading up to the game where they could logically make a bet, or the people at the company could put the odds, could fix the odds? They seemed to enjoy it and said, well, go away and turn that into a book, which is what I did. They paid me to write it. I don't get any royalty from it. And I believe it's being sold, is sold in the betting shops and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's where that came from. Now, you and I know there's no way you can say if they do this, they do that, they're going to win. But it was all part and parcel of the S-League and allowing people to legally go and have a little flutter on their favourite team, etc. That's where the book came from.
Fandi, I told Coach Douglas before you came in, the biggest attendance record today for an S-League match, 25 years, is that game in 96. You in Geylang, Sundram with Woodlands Wellington. Remember that game? 30,000 at the National Stadium. It has never been repeated till today. 30,000 crowd.
Was that decider for the first, what you call it?
The Tiger Beer series, right?
Yeah, is it? Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, the brilliant turnout, 30,000.
I mean, those years was great because like Geylang, we have a small stadium, 3,000-4,000. But we played many games at National Stadium, you know, 4 or 5 games during the season because of the crowd. And we playing big teams like Woodlands, the time was home, and Warriors as well as Tanjung Pagar. Yeah, it was a big team. So I think it was great. And I don't know why it changes so much now, and then the fans didn't come again. Is it because of the quality, because of the support from the fans, and fans are divided because, you know, they have their own home team to support? I'm not sure about that, but I think the marketing, I think, must play a big part. And I think those days during your time, Doug, I think you did a great job with your staff, your people there. You know, we were enjoying football because there's fans. You know, without fans, there's nothing for us.
And as I say, there are a lot of people who don't get any recognition. You remember Julie, my secretary?
Yep.
I mean, if I had to go to a meeting, maybe in Malaysia, to a possible sponsorship, she'd say, your taxi will be here in 10 minutes. I'll put your tickets on your inside pocket. There's Malaysian ringgit in your wallet if you need it. Now get the hell out of here, your taxi's coming. And I mean, she just carried me. And without people backing you up like that, you can't succeed. You just need that support staff. The support that Robert Lim gave me during 1994, right or wrong, and I didn't always do as he said or he advised, but he backed me 100%. And who was our trainer?
Who was your
Thomas Pang, is it?
Thomas Pang.
Yeah.
trainer?
Thomas was part of the team.
Robert Lim also got Robert Lim around.
You know,
Yeah.
and that sort of backing, without it, you can't do it. It's not a one-man job. Not only did I have your backing, I had these people around who helped me and supported me 100%. And anybody who didn't, and I remember there was one particular person, if you don't mind saying, I buried. Told him where to go and no one heard. And then never had to speak to him again. But 99% of people gave me their total support, both in '94 and with the birth of the S-League. And I should be forever grateful for that.
Right, guys, I know it's getting a bit late for Coach Douglas. It's still morning, but I think for us it's like almost midnight. So, Richard, So maybe about 5 or 8 more minutes. Let's go around, everyone. Maybe let's find out. I'm sure Coach Douglas would want to know, how many kids you have. Abbas, how many kids do you have?
I've got 4 wives and 25 kids. I think Malik likes that one. I knew that was Malik.
Abbas, that's the legal one, right?
Yeah.
That's the legal one, right?
That's the 4 we know about.
That's the 4 that we know. Yeah.
I'm happily married. I've got a beautiful wife, and I've got 3 kids. I've got 18, going on 19, eldest boy, and called him Muhammad Ali after the great Muhammad Ali boxer, who was my hero growing up. And my second boy, who's 16 going on to 17, I called him Malik after our little ferret here, Malik brother. And I've got a little girl, Alia. She's 8 years old. She was an accidental child. I love her dearly, and she's the princess in the house at the moment. So 3 kids, Doug. Life's great. Back in Australia, I've been coaching here, enjoying family life after almost 30 years over in Southeast Asia. In Malaysia, as I think Raj told you, I've been doing TV work for the last 10 to 12 years in Singapore and Malaysia. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and of course keeping tabs with the guys, meeting them on many occasions, and that's that brotherhood that we've had over the last 25 years that still exists, and that's why we're still a team. Even today, we're still a very, very tight unit, and I'm so happy to see you, to talk to you, because you are like. You were like our father figure. We fully respected you. We loved you around us. You did a magnificent job, not only for us, but for the country at the time, for Singapore, and over the years. And we really miss you. And I'm glad that you're happy now where you are. And hopefully, sooner rather than later, one day we can all meet up.
That would be
it'll be a brilliant reunion to see everyone together. So it's fantastic to see you, and especially talk to the boys again.
And you, Abbas, thank you so much.
And I think Abbas' relationship with Singapore goes back to 1990. It's 30 years now. because you and Alistair played in the '90 season.
Yeah, Nasri was one of the teammates.
Yeah, I think, and
Yep.
Rafi as well, right? 1990. Were you there?
No,
Not yet.
I don't think so. Not Rafi. No.
Rafi, you sleeping or?
Rafi, not yet.
I don't know, my phone. So what do
Oh,
I
he's
do
on
now?
his phone. Fandi,
Yep.
you wanna update coach on your family?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Douglas. I've a wife and 5 kids.
Oh,
4 boys
I
and
thought
a
getting married soon.
5 kids.
5 kids. They are grown up. 2 boys is playing overseas. One is in Thailand, 23 years old, Irfan. The other one is in Norway. Iksan is 21 this year. And the other boy just last year got back from England, studied there. Now he's serving national service. And my daughter still in school as well as the youngest one. Ilhan is serving now actually. So we are very happy, but most important for me, having known you, I think you are the best person for us that time as a coach, because of your guidance. The most important thing, you are a good person. That's why we love you. We really love you.
Yeah,
Seriously. Even though sometimes we make a Mickey sometimes, especially during those, what you call that, haze days, Remember, we always get off day, 30 minutes, play 2 sets and go back. But that was fun, even though it's 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But the spirit of playing and training together, you make the training very enjoyable, fruitful. Every time we go there, we always give. You never had any day that you will scream at us. Never. Yeah, never had. There's only once maybe, give it then. Everybody said, give it. Hands it. That's all. But I love you. Hope to see you soon. And please leave your address and phone number. If we ever get over with the COVID, we'll visit you.
Yeah, right. Has all my details.
Yep.
Don't forget to send us a ticket.
Yep. Malik, your turn. You wanna update coach on your?
Yep. I'm 59 years old. I got 1 wife and 1 kid. I'm very happy with what I've done. I try to work for another 4 or 5 years and retire. I still working with the sports company that I worked from 1984 till now. I think like Fandi and Abbas said earlier, you are our can call father also, because I remember once upon a time, very hot day, that particular training, we told you, coach, can we shift to a shaded place? Yeah, you follow us. This is the kind of people that you want. Then we all will play for you, because we know you will play for us also. All of them are waiting to laugh at me already. I want to show you one good my handsome boy, okay? This is my handsome boy. You all don't play, okay? He will catch all of you. Okay, coach? Thank you.
Thank you.
Is your boy in national service or full time?
Finish already.
So he's signed with the one is what?
No. He now study.
Okay. Steven. Okay. Thanks.
I have 4 kids, 3 girls and 1 boy. My only boy is now playing with Nazreen with Young Lions.
Wife too?
And only 1 wife.
Okay.
Only one wife. So life is good. I'm now coaching kids with ActiveSG, football academy. So, and also doing the schools on certain days. The older boys, Temasek Poly. And I'm so glad that I'm able to talk to you and see you again, coach. And like I said, you're like a father figure to us, and I thank you for that and for guiding us and mentoring us for what we are today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stephen.
Nazri.
Malik, don't smile, Malik.
All the Chinese girl will look for him.
Anyway, coach, I have 4 kids. Okay, I have 4 kids, 3 boys and 1 girl.
Better complete. Better complete. I know. I asked you it.
Four seems to be a magic number.
Yeah, 4. So my eldest one is 23. second is 22. They completed their national service. My third one is still studying. There's 17 boy, and then the other one, the last one is 16 years old, a little girl. Okay, she's also still studying. At the moment now, I'm a coach for the Young Lion team. This team, basically this year, they are, with the COVID, we are also still planning, looking forward for the SPL to resume back. And I have a contract until next year, leading to the SEA Game, if everything goes well. So this plan, and like what Steven says, his son is in my squad. Even Fandi, son, Ilhan, hopefully Iksan be back for the SEA Game, but depends on how the situation. And the rest of it, honestly, as I said, you know, when like what Fandi and Abbas and Malik have said earlier, when you took the team, you know, they expect that everything goes well, and it's really happened. Everything goes very well. Okay, as I said earlier, you are the fatherly figure, and you always listen to what we have. You know, you always understand the situation and given the trust of the younger players like myself, like Rafi or Steven and Vira or Zach. You know, that's the thing that I think that we really respect you a lot. So until today, of course, when Raj told me that somebody from the state is going to meet up, and it's you, and we are so lucky, and we are so happy.
Donald Trump.
We are so happy, and seriously, we are all looking forward. You know, if you can come to Singapore, or whatever it is, one day we should meet up again with all of us. A good time, bring back, I think, the memories. We are looking forward. Take care, coach. Stay safe. You know, hopefully it's many good years for you.
Thank you. And you.
Thank you.
Good luck with your team.
We'll get the FAS.
Thank you.
We'll get the FAS to foot the bill for the dinner. Right?
No, my house.
Okay, never mind.
Or restaurant.
Okay, Malik.
Anytime.
Rafi's nasi biryani. His
Can
dad's.
also.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Tom Hai, we'll come to you last. Let's go with Rafi before he falls asleep.
Yeah.
Rafi?
I mean, what can I say? Like I say, I was in the army and you took over the team. I didn't know you. I didn't think you would know me. And when I was in the army, I thought I was going to be left out, and you know, just to serve my army and finish off, because I didn't know what was the future like. But when I got a chance to play, and I remember many occasions, and one I think against Kedah, that I just came out and
hey, your camera went off. Okay.
Okay. Had my few games to play, and then and after the game, he came to me, he gave me a hug and say, you know, he told me, son, you did very well. That meant a lot to me, and you know, and deep down, it gives me a lot of confidence, and I think the whole team will share the same. We will die for you. That year, 1994. And I also remember a game in Kelantan. If everybody remember the game in Kelantan.
Yeah.
And Barry, and the halftime talk you gave us, the whole team. It just changes the whole squad. And then when we got the first goal in Kelantan, we knew we were going to win, and we won that game. And after that, the stones and the everything was changed to us on the field. But that you know, like I've been through so many coaches, but I think you top them all, because you are a gentleman. You're like a father to us, and you really helped us, make us grow, and boys to men, like I said. So I really thank you for that. Really thank you for that, and hope to really see you soon in Singapore. You see daughters? My daughter just now. 14 and 12. So I'm happy that I've got girls, so they don't have to play football for Singapore, or I don't have to ask that question anymore. But yeah, I'm happy, very happy.
Yeah, Coach saw your two daughters just now. Just a quick one. You said in Kelantan at halftime. Do you roughly remember the few words that he said? Because since you brought it up.
No, he just believed in us. He said, I believe in all of you. Just go and get the first goal, and we are going to win this game. And that is exactly what happened on that day. Because a totally different team, a City team in the first half, and Warrior in the second half.
Afi, if I may add, is it that we have Sundram and Marco playing for Kelantan then?
I think so.
Yes.
And everybody was thinking. Yeah. Okay, Marco was.
Abbas,
I
it
don't
was
know.
Sundram and
Sundram, yes.
Marco. Yeah.
Sundram,
I think
yes,
Marco
I
was there. Yeah.
They killed us in the first half. We were finished, dead and buried. But
I think we won the game 3-2, right?
Yeah, we won 3-2.
3-2, yeah.
And we were to be escorted by the
RU, the reserve unit. Yeah.
Very normal.
Don't forget the fans also. The fans also had the Singapore fans had to be protected.
Not many coaches can inspire players, especially during the game, halftime or not many coaches can do that. Yeah.
It's all about belief. Dong Hai, yourself, about your
Coach, I think maybe a bit about myself first. I have two kids. My son is 22, my daughter is 20. Both are in the uni. And yes, I'm happily married. Yeah. The one that you saw. She has been with me. We have been together for about 30 over years. So that much, balik. So that much for my personal life. But if I have to say, I think before Klopp, there was you. Before Jurgen Klopp, there was you. So because if just to sum up what our teammates have mentioned, what Klopp has exactly been doing right now, you have already done that in 1994 for us, because of you empathize with us, you understand us, and because of your relationship with us, we felt that there is this desire to actually basically fight for you, to die for you, and this is something that you can't force people, and that's it. If I were to recall, in '93 we lost in the final, and then Ken Warden took over. Then I think it was like very gutsy of you to actually take over the team just a few days before the league commenced, and then you actually give us you actually believe in us, and you actually, because of the approach that you have and the belief that you have in us, that inspire most of our players. And yes, you know when to push us, you know when exactly to be harsh, you know when to release the string and let them have time to enjoy themselves. And that's where you get the best out of the players. Like what Malik have mentioned earlier on, it's not like you come up with a plan and you stick to this plan, but you are flexible in the sense that you think that, hey, players demand some change, which is going to be beneficial. Then you say, yeah, why not we do it? So that's it. I think that is so important to us, because we have a listening ear in you, and that really put us really want to fight not only for the team but also for yourself. I really remember one incident which I nearly got my contract torn off. If you remember, there was one report by our late Joe Dore. He actually mentioned about us not. I think we were going through a bad spell. Not that bad spell, but I think he was saying that, fitness, whether we are fit or not. But that did not come from me. I was misquoted. And then you saw me the day, and I was like, "Hi, coach, good morning." And you were like so angry with me. You want to talk to me? Then I say, "Is there something wrong?" You say, "Why don't you go and read the papers?" Then when I read it, I say, "Oh no, that's not me. That's not me. I did not say that." So I called Douglas. I called Joe Dore. I said, "Please come and please explain to the coach, because this did not come from me." And I think he came and he explained to you. And your only advice to me is like, be very careful when you speak to the media. Yeah. That's one thing that you say. And that is not the main thing. That's not the main takeaway. But the main takeaway is because you do not jump to conclusion, but you actually allow me the opportunity to actually make sure I explain. Let me clarify my status. So I mean, I would really appreciate. I really appreciate that, and I thank you for giving me the opportunity back then. Yeah, and that's it. I think really looking forward to the opportunity one day to actually meet up with you again. I think some of the boys and this team, it's so special that after 25 years or 20 odd years, people still remember this team. And recently, I managed to get the help of our colleagues, our teammates here to raise funds, to raise funds for the needies right now. And I think without any hesitation, all of them actually said, yes, I will come in and help. And thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you, teammates. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Don't forget, kudos to Raj for doing this.
Yes, well done. Yeah.
Raj, we're waiting for the reunion, second time.
Reunion second time, the game, huh?
Yeah.
And we get the 2012 team, yeah?
Yeah. Right.
We get the 2012 team.
I like that. I like that.
Opportunity, Raj. Guys, thank you. Obviously, Douglas, just want be safe back home.
And all of you.
Hopefully everything goes well. The boys be safe. And of course, the anniversary, Singapore. Happy birthday to Singapore in advance. I think it's, what is it?
August 9 on Sunday.
Sunday.
How many years is that? That's 60 what? 60?
55.
55, sorry. Yep. So happy 65th birthday to Singapore.
55.
55. There you go.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Malik's age.
59.
Yeah, I just want to wish Singapore a happy birthday. And you guys, please stay safe. And hopefully we will catch up very, very soon. So, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me today.
So we'll wrap it up in 2 minutes. Coach Douglas, a message to the fans, the football fans in Singapore. They are hearing from you for the first time in more than 20 odd years. What would you like to say to them, especially since this is going out on Singapore's 55th birthday?
To those fans who made my life in Singapore so memorable and so pleasurable. Without them, it would just have been hollow. We could still have won games. We may still have won them. I don't think we would without their support. But to see their faces and to hear them on those occasions at National Stadium, it's something I will never, ever forget. I was so touched by it and so thrilled that I was part of this group that was able to bring such joy to them on that occasion. It's a moment of a lifetime, or it was a moment of a lifetime, and one I'll certainly never ever forget, and I'm eternally grateful for.
Captain of the 94 squad, Fandi Ahmad, Vice Captain Malik Awab, together with all the stars, Abbas Saad, Stephen Tan, Nazri Nasir, Lim Tong Hai, Rafi Ali. Thank you very much for agreeing to come on, even though you didn't know who you were going to meet. This was a surprise thing, and you agreed within 24 hours. Thank you for believing in me, and I hope I delivered. And to Coach Doug, thank you, Coach Douglas Moore. It's been a real thrill, a real honor. And the fact that you're speaking to us, you're 76 years young. You don't look 76, and you've been on camera for almost 90 odd minutes. Kudos to you and your endurance. And I think all of us send our love and our regards to your family, your wife, your 2 daughters, your brother-in-law your son-in-law who helped set up the Zoom interview just now. And we wish you a safe and a very safe situation in the United States, free from any problems. And we hope to see you possibly in 2021 in Singapore. Malik says he'll send the ticket, so not to worry.
If he really come, I send.
Okay.
No problem.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Coach. Thank you, everyone, and happy National Day, Singapore.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Stay safe now. Look after yourselves.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Under control. Okay, bye.
Okay.
See you guys.
We
Bye.
come to Malay house, special
Yeah.
biryani or Rafi's biryani. Which one?
Yes.
Anytime.
See you, Abbas. Take care.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Take
Take care,
care.
boss.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
Okay, boss. Bye, coach. Everybody, bye.
Bye,
Bye.
See you again.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, boss.
Good night.
They are in high spirit, committed, looking forward for this Saturday's final game. As you can see during the training session, even the reserve are giving more than 100% effort. With everyone is fighting for a place, not in the first 11. They're fighting for the place in the first to be in the 16, because it's going to be an achievement for the team and for them to be in that team, to be in that team that played the Malaysia Cup final 1994. So the way things are going, I think the team has shaped up very well, and with a bit of luck, I think we should be able to make a double this year.
Last year we had a lot of individual players, but this year, as you can see, with Fandi and a couple of senior players, and also the youngsters, they are playing as a team. They play for one another, and I think this is good.
I think having played there last Saturday is a great help. If we were walking out there for the first time this Saturday, I think it would be a very traumatic experience. So I'm grateful for the opportunity we played there. But you just can't escape the pressure in Singapore. It's no good denying that it's there, because of course it's there. And that pressure comes from the love of the people for football and the love of Singaporeans for their team, and this 14-year wait to win the Malaysia Cup. Now, if that puts pressure on us, well, so be it. But, surely that's a nice sort of pressure. Pressure equals excitement, and it's a really exciting night. We must accept the pressure. I don't think it will adversely affect the boys. We're conscious, shall we say, more of our responsibility than pressure. And I know they're looking forward to it. I sincerely hope they don't choke on the night. I don't think so. But if you say to me, are there going to be a few butterflies? Most certainly there will be. Most certainly. They're one of my favourite teams. I mean, I've said all season that they were out of the league race fairly early on, and I don't think then they really went for the league. They realised they couldn't win it. But I've said, and I've been quoted several times as saying that when it comes to the Malaysia Cup and Pahang really motivate themselves to go for it, they're going to be a very, very dangerous team. They play the sort of football I admire. They get the ball on the floor and they play football. I think they've got some very fine players. The coach is an absolute lovely man. He is a credit to the game. He's one of the game's really nice people, and I'm delighted for him that his team has got through. No sympathy. If we will beat them on Saturday if we possibly can, and if we score 3, we'll try and score 4, and we'll try and score 5. So there'll be no prisoners taken on Saturday night. But I am delighted for Pahang, for their players who play the game what I believe to be the correct way, and I'm delighted for their coach who's done such an excellent job. And I'm not at all surprised that they've got there, and I'm under no illusions that they'll be a very, very tough opponent.
Celebrate things are fine. Well, are you there when I need you? Will you catch me if I fall? Together we can have the glory. But through it all, we say thank you. We say thank you. We say thank you. Thank you for all that you have done. Thank you. We say thank you. We want to thank you. Thank you to the die-hard fans. You're number one.
Congratulations to you as well. Do you think that the team played its best football today?
I thought we played very well at times. The game turned on that ball that hit the bar of Pahangs and came out. I thought at times we played very, very well. And I mean, how could we not win with these people here? We've got to win for them. We've just got to win for Singapore.
And what about before the start of the game? What were you telling your players before the start of the game?
Well, I must admit, it went very much according to plan. I mean, they are a good side. We tried to stifle their midfield and hit them on the break. And as I say, I thought it went reasonably to plan. Some days it does, some days it doesn't. I'm just so thrilled, as I say, for the players who've worked so hard and for the fantastic supporters who've made this journey up here. You know, all I can say is that cup's for you.